Thomas Henry Brackenbury was born at Goswitton, the eldest of 10 sons and 1 daughter. Like my granddad, his father, worked on the land mostly, or cleaning dikes, helping in any farm where help was needed. I can't say what all my uncles did for a living. Some joined the forces before the war, but Dad joined up in September 1939. All 10 brothers went to war and they all came back. But land work was the main work. I never knew them to live at Goswitton. When we were small, they lived at 20. That was a small village between Spalding and Bourne. Nan was born in Swansford. When she left school, she went in service at Wigtoft. That was a big house for some big farmers round there. Although she must have lived in Wigtoft when she was small, because she used to walk from Wigtoft to Bicker School, which was about 5 miles. When she got married, I don't know where yet, I'll get to know that later, she lived with Aunt Lizzie. Nan's mum, Grandma Bell, and Aunt, that was my grandparents' aunt, were sisters. Then when Aunt went to live at Brothertoft on that big farm, Nan moved in the flat roof, and that was in 1928, the same year as our Joyce was born. The flat roof was owned by farmers, J. Litherland. They lived at Donington, and they owned it for a number of years. The rent was approximately 4 shillings a week. We lived in the flat roof until 1938. It was 10 years. There were various families came and went. There was Coles, Massons, Shaws, Spriggs. They were nearly all land workers, and they nearly all worked for Litherlands. I'll tell you how much the rent is, and tell you there was local policemen. Well, they wanted local policemen. He didn't live in Vicar. There was one at Donington, but I don't know what his name was. The doctor, he come from Donington. That was Dr. Morris. Of course, you had to pay for doctors and that then, didn't you? I can't remember a midwife. The shopkeepers, there was Martin's in the village, which was the post office, come hardware, come knitting wool, or anything else you wanted. Then the Staples, they had the little shop round by the school. That was in the heart of the village, Staples' shop. Then that was next door to the blacksmiths, and then next door to that, oh, I can't remember, eventually the blacksmiths got made into a fish and chip shop, which I think is closed down today. And how many children at school? Well, there was 3 classes. There was Miss Macman, the headmaster, which I think I put in the book, Miss Richmond, and Miss Crisp. And there'd be about 30 kids in each class. It was only a very small class, just the 3 classes. And then just a small playground and the outside toilets. And all we did was reading, writing, arithmetic, and a bit of sewing, and games, and that was all. It was all done in the playground. But apart from, they had one of the farmers' grass fields just up the road,